Hello students, I am Lopamudra Bhattacharya. Today I shall discuss some topics from the chapter Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plant of class 12 CBSE, and these points I think may help you a lot. Whenever we are discussing the sexual reproduction in flowering plant, the first point which is coming, that is the flower. Here I will mention one thing, that generally we say that flower is a modified shoot. So why this term modified is written over here? Why? So why I am mentioning this? Because it is stated in NCERT and we should go each and every point stated in NCERT book according to the question pattern nowadays which CBSE is giving. What happens actually? Shoot, which develops from the plumule. This shoot changes into flower by two processes which are important. That is, one is the hormonal changes occur. Hormonal changes. And another is the differentiation. Differentiation term you have read in class 11. So you will understand what is difference. This is the first point you should know. Next, we are going to the parts of the sexual reproductive parts of the flower, male part. Today my topic is male part. Okay, male part. My topic is today male part. What is the male part of flower? You know that? Stamen, which remains in the whole androecium. This knowledge you have. Now let us move to the stamen. What is stamen? We know that stamen has two parts. One is the anther and another is the filament. Okay. This diagram is very common and conceptual. That is the anther and this is the filament. This is a basic conception. Now in class 12 what you have to understand, there are two terms. Again I shall follow the NCERT. Two terms are there that I will make clear. In case of this anther, this is one lobe, this is another lobe. So we say there is a term that is bilobed. This term you should be very clear. Bi means two. Bi means two. Two lobes are there. It is okay. Now there is another term which you should be very clear. Should make very clear, that is the dithecus. Di again two. Thecus means chambers. Dithecus. Okay. This is another. Now I shall go to clear this dithecus part. So again I will go to this figure. Here you can see in this picture there are two lobes. If I will cut this, okay, if I cut it transversely, so what will happen? It will come in this way, okay. I will give a very easy conceptual diagram so you can understand properly. That is the main fact to understand. Artistic diagram is not necessary in any CBSE exam, but it should be very scientific and should understand what is trying to give this one. Okay. So here I shall draw a line like this. So what I meant to say here, this is one lobe and this is another lobe. This is first lobe, suppose this is second lobe. Excuse me. Now, in each lobe there is theca, dithecus. Each lobe is dithecus. So how I will show it? I will show it like this. This is one theca. Excuse me. This is another theca. This is one theca. This is another theca. So this is becoming what? As we have stated here, dithecus. So it is, this conception is making clear, that is the dithecus. Is clear. Now we are going to the next part. So this I should make clear. Now each of this is called what? Microsporangium. Clear? So next part which I am going to deal with, transverse section of anther. Already I have shown you this. Transverse section of anther. Here also, see what? 4 lobes. What I am getting first point which is very clear, 4 microsporangia. Sporangium is singular, sporangia is plural. Micro means very small. So when a sac containing small pollen grains, microspores, that will be called microsporangia. Later on it will be called pollen sac when it will contain pollen grain. This will be again called what? Pollen sac. So when it will be contain pollen grains, the sac containing pollen grains. So we will proceed to this gradually, how the pollen grains. So 4 microsporangia, each of the macrosporangium, will be called macrosporangium, and the section of the macrosporangium will reveal some definite pattern of walls. So we are going to discuss this next. So let me choose another slide. So now let us discuss the points. Sorry for this technical problem. Now again we are back. So section case of anther, in which already we have gone through this point that 4 microsporangia are there. Let us write this, 4 microsporangia. Now our topic is the structure, anatomical structure, anatomical structure of each microsporangium. So this you should be very careful, because 2 types of structure in board exam they ask for. One is a structure of microsporangium, another is the pollen grain microspore. That is two very different, and you should know this also. I should give you the conception that this is 2N, diploid structure. Now it is diploid structure. 2N, ploidy is diploid, microsporangium. Okay. Now let us move to the structure. So let me draw this one. One of the microsporangium. Suppose this is the microsporangium. This is what? A single microsporangium. Single microsporangium. Okay. So we will see the walls of this. So I am highlighting this portion. So what are the walls there? So let us see the walls. First, I will draw a wall like this. Let it be like this. Then I shall draw a wall. Then we will go another. Let us take the another color is this one. And next we will go to color. Which color? Tell me. So we shall now come to know the names of this. Okay. Then it will be clear for you. This color, this shows the first layer, first wall that we say epidermis. This we say endothecium. This middle layer, and this is tapetum. Here the cells are very signified with having prominent nucleus. They are like this in the tapetum wall. Why I am drawing this? Because the question comes, what is the function of tapetum? Gradually we are coming to this point. And next I shall draw here this sporogenous tissue. This is the sporogenous tissue. All these are sporogenous. I am showing in this here. So this is in this very simple way you can show all these. Only the labeling should be very carefully done. Sporogenous tissue. Okay. So this epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, these all, they are performing the function of protection. Okay. And this tapetum is very important. I was saying this gives the nourishment to the developing pollen grains. Okay. And this porogenous tissue gives rise to future pollen. Future pollen. Okay, this is all about the layers of this. Now we are going to the next part, that is the so single macrosporangium diagram, and this very in a very easy way I wanted to make it clear. Now we are going to development of the microspore. Development of the microspore or the pollen grain or the pollen. So this is very important. Pollen grain and microspore, they are same. So here what happens, this porogenous tissue, among this porogenous tissue, each of them is capable of giving rise to pollen grain. They have the potential to give rise to pollen grain. It is very important. Okay. So I will use this flow chart that will help you to make it very clear. So sporogenous tissue. From here, microspore, mother cell, or pollen mother cell. Okay. Next, meiosis, pollen tetrad. You know in meiosis how many cells are formed? 4. So pollen tetrad formed, and that means each of them will be called what? Pollen grain. Okay. So this is the easiest part, flow chart I have given you. Now sporogenous tissue, the question comes in different competitive exam also. What is the ploidy? 2N. Microspore mother cell, 2N. Pollen mother cell, whatever you are saying, both are same. And meiosis is occurring, that means a haploid, so pollen tetrad will be N. And each of them will be N. This is N. Okay. So, what I meant to say, this is called this whole process is called what? Microporogenesis. Genesis means what? Formation. So what is formed? Microspore formed by meiotic division. So from sporogenous tissue to microspore mother cell, this one is called sporophytic body. Sporophyte, which is diploid. And this one, pollen grain, this is called what? Gametophyte. So the students get confused when the question comes that describe the gametophyte of a flower, then you have to describe pollen grain. Describe the sporophyte, then you have to describe the microsporangium, microspore mother cell, and this. So these topics I covered today, I think it will give you easy conception on this, and you can attempt the questions. So by this today I will end my discussion. So students, please go through this. Any query you ask me in my comment box, I am there to answer. I will be very happy if you will query me on any topic. So thank you very much.